All right, today we're out here working on the little Mahindra, little cutie. It's like a regular sized tractor, just a lot smaller. This is a 36 horse. We picked up a new or used snowblower. This is a 6.5 foot or a 78 inch, and the PTO shaft that it had on it was a little bit too short for this tractor here, and we ended up getting it kinked, and it pulled out of the length of it and ended up getting kinked. So we picked up a new drive shaft here from Earth Power in Meaford, and we've cut it almost to length. We've got it attached in both ends, and that in there and that in there. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot of extra space in there. When I pick it up, you can actually see that's about as high as we can go before the shaft bottoms out, and that only takes us about maybe 2 inches off the ground, so that's obviously not going to do. So we're going to have to take this shaft out of here and cut it a little bit shorter and then put it all back together again. So whenever you're working with a PTO, obviously make sure that you shut the tractor off first. I've lowered the blower back down again here so it's flat on the ground, and we've got the 3-point fully connected, so it's well supported. We don't have to worry about it tipping on us. So undo the safety chains here, because we're going to be taking it right off. We want these things to be loose. Okay, so we have those two disconnected, and then down at this end here we've got a 1/2-inch lock nut and a hex or an Allen key inside of it. So we'll just undo the lock nut here first, and then the Allen key as well. Okay, so we took the nut right off, and I actually don't mind pulling the bolt right out of there so that we make sure that it's not dragging on anything. Okay, so we've got that out of there. Now, on the upside, this is a 540 PTO, so it's got a little push pin there. If you push the pin in, let's see if I can show you here. This push pin slides through. It'll actually slide further onto the tractor and give us a little more room here. So you can see if you push that in and slide it further on, that opened that up a little bit more. Now I've got a little more area to play with over here. So we got a 6-foot bar here. Just a big giant 6-foot bar. And just slip it right in there and give it a little pry. It should pop right off there. There we go. And then push this push pin back in there and slide it right off. Okay, so now we have our shaft. All right, so this is our shaft. We got it off the tractor here now. This shaft, just to give you a little idea of what's going on with it here. So there's the slip clutch here on with the bolt on it. So that makes sure that if something jams up, it doesn't snap anything within our tractor. It'll just shear this bolt off and keep our shaft safe. This being a 540, it's one of the 1 3/8 spline connections at the tractor. And then at the other end here, this is an older blower. The older blowers are an 1.5 round bore shaft with a 3/8 inch key in them. So once you start getting into the newer blowers will either have the same as what's on the other end here, the 1 3/8 splined, or they might have an 1 3/8 round bore or an 1.25 round bore. So this was kind of a special order shaft because it was for this older blower with the 1.5 inch. So we just slide them apart here. Now I've already cut this one since I purchased it in order to get it close enough that I could actually get it onto the tractor. And for this extra little bit here, we just have to have enough room that we can actually get it, be able to raise it on the tractor. So we're just going to go 1 more inch here. So just mark it out here at 1 inch. And then we'll do the same thing over here. So we got 1 inch marked on both of them. And I'm just going to grab my chop saw and we'll just take care of them. All right, so we got 2 shafts here that have been shortened by 1 inch each. Now, this one here you can see is smaller in diameter than this one here. So this one goes inside of this one. So we have to make sure that we get all the inside of this filed smooth, and we have to make sure we get the outside of this one all filed smooth. So we got a little round file here, and we just kind of go around it and file the inside smooth. And then file the outside of this one smooth.
Why cut the shaft?
Okay, so we got the shaft filed down nice and smooth there. I did both the inside and the outside. Now, one thing to note on here, there's a little flat spot on this one right here, on that lobe. And you can see the same thing on this one here. So that lobe goes with this lobe. They have to be fitted together, otherwise they will not slide into each other. Okay, so we align the 2 pieces, and then you just slide them in together. All right, and then we'll just get it connected up onto the tractor. Okay, so we got it fully retracted. We're gonna slide it onto the back of the tractor here. So this is the splined end going on the back of the tractor. So you push the button in, get it up into place first. And then you push the button in, slide it all the way forward. And then this end here, you're going to want to align the key like that, and then slide it on. It may or may not go that easy. When I was putting it on last time, I had the bar in here on the yoke and then pried it on a little bit with the 3-point hitch assembly on the front of the snowblower. So now we have to make sure it's all the way on so it's nice and flat. The inside of the yoke is flat with the end of the round bore sticking in. So we'll put our lock bolt in here.
Did you want me to show them that you're doing that?
Yep, just keep going.
Okay.
And then our lock nut goes on there as well. And lock it down. Okay, so we've got our lock nut in, our lock bolt, and then a lock nut in there as well. And then we have to reattach the safeties. And just make sure we got all of our tools clear of everything, and we'll give it another try. Okay, we got it all reattached here. Safety chains are on, bolts are all tightened down, the snap bore is in. We'll just try and raise it here. Just raise it nice and slow so that you can make sure you don't let it bottom out. Okay, so that's as high as we're gonna go, and that's just starting to bottom out there now. So I think we're perfect right there. So it's up nice and high, and that's as high as we're gonna ever want it to go.